FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Of Radio Dove, the official FNR A-League Women's Show. Josh, I almost made a mistake. Josh Parrish is my host today. I'm Pokuah Frimpong. Josh, are you excited?
I'm very excited, and don't worry about the naming conventions because I don't think the league's official platforms are really keeping consistent about that.
I have seen that on Twitter. There has been some shaky, moments for them, but we've got a whole season, a very exciting season coming up.
Teething problems,
Exactly. We did start a little behind, so we're going to go straight into our first guest. Melbourne City superstar, defender, amazing. Last season, she wasn't playing, bad injury. Chelsea Blissett, how are you? Sorry for the late start. How are you feeling?
I'm good, thank you. And seriously, not a problem at all. I didn't have much else going on for tonight, so it's seriously not a problem.
Well, with Melbourne out of lockdown, surely there is much, there's more you're doing. Like, I know Queensland, you're up in Queensland for your injury recovery. What were you doing up in Queensland?
I was in Queensland with my boyfriend. So my boyfriend lives up in Queensland. That's why I was rehabbing up there. And that's where I'd spent my off season before I had done my ACL. And I just really love it up there. I love the environment. I love the weather. That's one thing I'm not back getting used to yet. But, yeah, it was a really great place for me to kind of clear my head and really focus and work hard in my rehab. And I'm so happy to be back in Melbourne ready. Well, not ready, in pre-season.
Now, down here in Melbourne, Chelsea, we're very parochial about hoping to see local players come through at their local club. You're from Albury-Wodonga, so my question is, which side of the Victorian-New South Wales border are you from?
I'm from the New South Wales side.
Oh, no. Oh, I thought we had a Victoria player coming through. Oh, I'm sorry. I can no longer support your career in the W. No,
Josh,
Chelsea,
Josh,
it's fantastic to have you coming back from injury, playing in the heart of that City defence. How's the knee feeling? I know you had a long road to recovery.
The knee's feeling great at the moment. I'm back to full contact training. So I've been training with the girls as nothing happened. And I really haven't had any issues with it since coming back into full training, which is a big positive. But, yeah, I can't complain. I'm having a ball being back in training, doing back what I love. It was like the first training session back, I was like a headless chicken. I was like running around everywhere. I was like, give me the ball. But, yeah, it's been good.
Chelsea, you're coming back. What was it like seeing all the girls again and finally being in that family atmosphere at the club? What was that like for you?
Oh, it was amazing to see everyone again. It just felt like home for me. City has always provided me with an environment of just like that feeling of homeliness and comfort and an environment that I can push myself in. So seeing everyone was seriously amazing. And it's not even just seeing old players, it's seeing all the new players coming in. At the moment, I'm actually staying in a house with a lot of the girls. So it's kind of been nice having a new bonding experience and getting to know the new young girls that are coming through and, just reconnecting with everyone in the team and the staff. And it's just been great.
See, Chelsea, I can imagine if I hadn't staying at a house with all my friends, we would be throwing parties left, right and centre. But you guys are professional footballers. So you've got to tell me, what's the atmosphere like in a house full of professional footballers but are all fairly young and living their best lives?
It's actually really good. A couple of us are doing uni. A couple of us are just have taken uni off. So, we got a bit of a mix in the house. But it's just lots of fun. I think everyone's great with giving each other personal space and making sure that we're not too on top of each other just because we spend so many hours of the day with each other. But, we always try and set aside time to do fun house things like bowling or, our big game at the moment is Monopoly Deal. So that's as exciting as our life gets when it comes to outside of football. But it's also fun, like to experience new things with the girls, because a lot of the girls, obviously, if we're living in a house, we're interstate. So, you know, going places where they've never been before and seeing things they've never seen. And even though I'm still classified as interstate, you know, Melbourne girl at heart, you know, did my year 11 and 12 here. I lived here on and off for 4 years. So it's nice to show the girls around and stuff as well.
You mentioned Monopoly there. That has caused a few divisions in my household. I can't imagine a group of very competitive professional athletes going at it.
Yeah, it gets a bit heated, to be fair, but we all love it. We'll play it anyway.
Is there anyone who's banned from being the banker or, you know, known to...
No, because it's Monopoly Deal. It's a bit different. It's like a card game.
Right, okay.
So no one really is the banker and stuff, which I think helps, because I think we would have some girls probably sneaking some money.
See, I've tried to play Monopoly before. I've only played Monopoly twice in my life because I'm shocking at it. And I tried to play with my friends, and I had no idea how much money you're supposed to give away if you're trying to buy a property. Chelsea, normal Monopoly, are you good at normal Monopoly, or is your skills limited to Monopoly Deal?
Well, my skills are actually just limited to but I don't really play normal Monopoly too much. I think every time I play normal Monopoly, I just get bored. So it normally doesn't end too well. And in my household back at home, it ends in fights and crying because we're all really competitive. So we choose to normally stay away.
So tell us a little bit about the preparations for the season. Kicks off in just a few weeks. Are you down at Casey Fields in the new training facility there?
Yeah, so currently we are down at Casey. We're training at the new facilities. At the moment, our new building isn't built, but the temporary facilities we have it's really great. It's really accommodating. The fields are really nice. And it's just like great to have like our own little space and to be out into the new facility. It was really nice to be able to actually go and see it and train there and, you know, really try and make Casey home.
Yeah.
See, I live down that way, Chelsea, and I used to go to Casey Fields a lot, and I used to get lost every single time. When you got there the first time, did you get lost, or were you pretty good with your directions?
No, I 100% got lost. We had to text a couple of the other girls that actually found their way to the fields, and we're like, where are we going? We have no clue where we are, but I was in the right vicinity, just not the right field.
It's because they've got like 500 footy fields and then 10 million car parks. By the time you start walking, you feel like you've walked all around Melbourne trying to figure out where you're supposed to go.
That makes three of us. I got lost as well.
Yeah.
So I've got a down pat now.
Exactly. It's important.
There's a slightly interesting issue that's arisen this season among A-League women's fans. It seems to divide opinion. The idea of the double header, the A-League women's game as the lead up to the A-League men's game. From your perspective as a player, do you like playing in the double headers?
I really don't mind personally. I think I try and concentrate more on the game, I think, at the time than sort of anything else. But I actually really do like playing in a double header. I feel like the atmosphere can really increase in a double header, especially I understand it's a bit, it's a bit controversial just because especially like the men's game, we're always the opener for the men. Yeah. But, you kind of get to start to build it of an atmosphere. We get to play at Amy Park. We get to have the big stadium experience. I would love for us to have standalone games at Amy. That would obviously be a big statement for the new competition in A-League women. But I think at the moment, double headers for me is just showing unity of the club, showing that, the men and the women at the club are equal and, we're all playing at the one time, or not at the one time, but we're playing at the one place. They come beforehand and support us. We stay back after and support them. So I view it as more of like a club unity thing than anything.
I wanted to ask you about some of the young players coming through in this squad. I mean, you are, of course, amongst them, but one girl I saw quite a bit of in the NPLW last season playing for the FV emerging side was Caitlin Karich, who's just greased lightning on the wing there. How's she adapted to professional environment? Is she training with you yet?
Yeah. Caitlin's been training with us since the start. She's been doing a really good job. I think you can definitely tell that she is an like she is adapting. You know, it's not easy adapting, especially being so young. I remember when I was like my first year and adapting to a different training load, a different training style. It's a different intensity altogether, but she's seriously doing a great job, and like props to her for, you know, being, you know, in such a intense environment and just giving it her all.
Well, Chelsea, I was listening to some of your interviews before the start of today's show, and you said you're going to be back in January. What is your expectations for yourself for the season once it kicks off for you?
For me, I am a little bit of a perfectionist, that I think everyone is when they kind of are at this level. You know, they always just want to push themselves and be the best. My goal is just to go out and try and play my best and just have fun. I think that's the one thing that I've like learned from my recovery, is that football is fun and football is supposed to be fun. And yes, you know, sometimes it's not as fun, you know, if you're not winning or you're not performing, but, you know, you play football at the end of the day because we love the game. And I think that's definitely one thing that has opened my eyes a lot during recovery. So I'm just excited to play 90 minutes or 45 minutes and build into it and just go back to doing what I love, especially because it's just been out of it for so long.
And what about long-term kind of career aspirations there at Chelsea? I mean, the centre of defence for the Matildas is always a question that comes up. Do we have the depth? Who are the players coming through? Is it your ambition to one day play for the green and gold, or are you just thinking immediate term coming back from injury?
I like to kind of put my goals into sort of short term to equal long term.
Yeah.
So at the moment, I think my short term goals is obviously play and start playing well. But then I think that if my short-term goals come together, then it'll sort of succeed to my long-term goal. And I think, you know, it's every young footballer's dream to put on the green and gold and to push for that home World Cup. And I think it's something that I definitely want, and it's something I'm definitely going to fight for. But at the moment, that is in the back of my mind, and I would really love just to get a season and under my belt and a good season and just enjoy myself before, I guess, any of that happens. Because at the moment, I just don't think that's at like the front of my mind. Sure. I think at the front of my mind is just playing and enjoying myself. And I feel like if I succeed in those two things, and then the rest will follow.
Well, Chelsea, thank you for joining us on our first edition of Radio Dub. I, for one, am very excited to see you play this season. I was a little bit sad not to see you play last season. I have no doubt you'll be playing for the Matildas very soon because you have a lot of amazing talent. Thank you for joining us, and we'll head to an ad break now.
Thanks,
Thank
Chelsea.
you.
All right, we'll take a break here on Radio Dub. On the other side, who are we talking to, Pokuah?
Well, Josh, we'll let the fans wait and see. We'll announce it then. Don't worry about it. Come on. Pure vibes.
Are you looking to change your destiny in life? Be your own boss? Start your own business? If you are, you need people who understand your needs and are committed to helping you make it happen. At DKP & Co Chartered Accountants, we are more than just accountants. We are business advisors, taxation consultants, and strategists that specialise in setting up businesses. We understand the client and give them the very best customised advice and strategies to achieve their goals. Visit our website, dkpco.com.au, or give us a call today on 03 9023 9370. Fast, proactive, personal. That's DKP & Co Chartered Accountants.
Maloney takes, and it's in! It's Ben Watson! It's Ben Watson for Wigan Athletic! They've surely won the FA Cup! For Dave Whelan, for Roberto Martinez! You just cannot write scripts like this!
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Still full of running, and he's Götze! It's Mario Götze! It's Super Mario! He may just have won the World Cup for Germany!
FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Met balbezit voor Frank de Boer. Frank de Boer speelt de bal. Heel goed naar Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp neemt de bal aan. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Dennis Bergkamp. Oh! Frank de Boer speelt de bal aan Dennis Bergkamp. Die neemt de bal feilloos aan. En die schiet de bal erin. We spelen nog officieel 20 seconden. Dennis Bergkamp. 2-1.
FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Since 1998, Lanco Group has been providing superior civil engineering solutions and advice to developers, local government and service authorities across Australia. Lanco Group is known for delivering sustainable, efficient solutions. By working closely with clients, Lanco Group is able to meet the complex infrastructure requirements for residential, commercial and industrial developments on time, on budget. Find out more at lancogroup.com.au. Lanco Group, your business partner for engineering solutions.
Messi shot. There is nothing at all that any team in the world can do about that. More than 90 minutes of resistance, more than resistance from Iran. But there is a world-class player on the opposing team, and his name is Lionel Messi.
FNR, Football Nation Radio. You're listening to FNR, Football Nation Radio.
With this great sporting nation who has yet to embrace fully the world's greatest game, and for so long of trying to have the game accepted. And when I'm up to the big football field in the sky, I just want people just to remember I told you so.
And suddenly the complexion of the game changes. Let's hope it doesn't, but this is the best period for Iran in the match. Ali Dodi, danger for Australia here, the flag's down! It's you just feel for them, not just the boys, they are representative of so many people who make this game their life. It's just, I can't say anything. All right.
Especially as they have the impetus. Aloisi. Cahill. Cahill! Tim Cahill has done it again! What a goal by Tim Cahill! 2-1 Australia! Oh, it's a wonderful moment in Kaiserslautern! And Tim Cahill has come off the bench and maybe won the match for the Socceroos.
You're listening to FNR, Football Nation Radio.
Title, I will let everybody know.
You don't like Radio Dub?
I like it, but Josh, we're here for vibes, so we need a title that fits the vibe. Music, we're going to have a cool one like the A-League men's preview show. I like that Lockie. Josh, A-League women's season starts very, very soon. I look at the clock and I'm like, geez, I thought this final was just the other day.
I think it's been an off-season drought of epic proportions. I miss it. I have to say I miss it. It's such a short season. It goes past so quick. You blink and you miss it.
It's a short season, but us women's football fans, we are watching the highlights every day. So it feels like I'm constantly in the season. I'm reliving it all the time. Well, we did have the Matildas come back onto Australian soil. It was quite nice to see them. I loved watching Steph Catley play as an Arsenal fan. What were your thoughts of seeing the Matildas play?
I thought there were some green shoots, some positive signs. I don't think they've figured it out quite yet with Tony Gustafsson, but there was a little bit more ambition to play through the lines, and Kyra Cooney-Cross looked incredible at number 6. So I was impressed by what I saw. What did you think from the 2 matches against Brazil? Because I think the first match, obviously they got a win. The second match, Brazil played more of their first choice team, and it was a lot tougher for the Matildas to play out. There's a little bit of chaos at the back there at times, but I thought it was a lot more entertaining to watch, at least, than what we saw at the Olympics.
There was positives for me. There were more individual players that I was impressed with, as opposed to saying the whole team impressed me. I was a little bit defensively. I'm always a little bit shaky on the Matildas, just because I think that the middle of the park, we have not really solidified what we want to do in the midfield. But we've got 2 years, let's say a year and a half, realistically, to find out what what we want the system to be. So I'm going to be optimistic, but I'm a little bit reserved in my optimism at the moment.
There's still some way to go. I think there are players that need to find their role under Gustafsson. There are players I still think who can come back in from the cold, like Alex Chidiac, like Katrina Gorry from her absence due to having a kid. So, there's a lot to think about going forward to really get that midfield composition down pat and everything to clip properly. The centre of defence, I'm still not sure if we go with that same pair. But Pokuah, we do have another interview guest.
I'll tell you what, I'm excited for the upcoming event. Well,
I think we just had a technical fault
I'm gonna be
there,
honest.
just as we thought we had them.
We've had some technical difficulties tonight, but it's okay. It's the first show. We are a show running on pure vibes, so sometimes the vibes do slow down, but it's okay. You brought up one of my favourite players last season, Alex Chidiac. She seems to not be in favour from Gustafsson. Doesn't seem to be a player he wants to play. But I think she would be very useful and very helpful for this team. What are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think she's been left out for too long. She's had a couple of overseas moves that didn't work out. She's in Japan now, not playing that much when you look at the online resources from the WE League over in Japan, the new Women's League, Women's Empowerment League. They're really going hard with that branding. I like that. But she's been left out of squads. She's been on the bench. She's been playing at left wing back at times for Jeff United Chiba, which is not Alex Chidiac's position. So I think it's a shame that her overseas moves haven't panned out the way she wanted. I mean, it made so many headlines with that Atletico Madrid move, but then she didn't make the squad that often. So I guess it's hard to justify selecting her if she's not playing regular football. But still, she has qualities that other midfielders in the Matildas squad don't necessarily have at their disposal.
Exactly. Well, Alex Chidiac, amazing midfielder. We actually also have an amazing midfielder. Forward, I don't know what her full title position. We're going to ask her. We have Mackenzie Hawkesby on Sydney FC star on the line. Mackenzie, how are you?
Hi, I'm good. Thanks for having me, guys. Thanks for having me on.
No, it's okay. Mackenzie, I do apologise for you coming on so late on. I did say 7:30. You got pushed back, but you seem to be chill about it. What are your thoughts of our time delay on FNR? Would we pass the check as professional athletes?
You guys do. No, that's no stress at all. Technical problems happen all the time, so that's no stress.
What would we have racked up in fines at Sydney FC, Mackenzie, if we'd been this late to training?
Well, 15 minutes late is a bit late, so you may be racked up in a bit of fines at Sydney, but it's no stress at all. No stress. No stress.
Well, last season, you guys had an amazing season. Didn't finish the way you wanted to, but still, to come runners-up, to be premiers, was still an amazing feat. What were your thoughts on the overall season last year?
Yeah, I think last season was an unbelievable season. We had such a young squad, and I think that we sort of proved even ourselves wrong. We knew we had such a strong squad, but without any internationals or any Matildas, I think we sort of we did so well, and I'm so happy with how we did, and we did win the premiership, which was something that we've been eyeing off. Sydney didn't win that for 10 years, so to win that was amazing. Yeah, and we had such a good run. You know, we had an unbeaten run of, I think it was 6-7 games at the start. So yeah, we had an unbelievable season. It obviously wasn't ideal not winning the championship, but even so, we had such a good run even in the grand final. It was an exciting game, and yeah, I'm super happy with the season last season personally as well.
It was an outstanding campaign, Mackenzie. Have you watched the grand final back, or is it too kind of raw still to go there?
Yeah, look, I haven't watched it back because it was a bit hard to watch it in the end. I did watch some highlights of Jada Wyman because I think she's incredible, some of the saves she made, but I haven't got back to watching the whole game because it was a bit of a sad ending. But I'm sure I'll watch it eventually, maybe soon, just to, not yet, but maybe another couple months. Still a bit raw, so no, I haven't watched it yet though.
Well, I know you said you haven't watched it, but I've watched it a few times and I've seen the highlights, and I will say your performance in the grand final was amazing, which equals up to your whole season really. You had an amazing season last year. What is something that you think you need to elevate to even have an even better season than you did last season?
Yeah, look, last season was a breakout season for me. I was lucky to get a lot of starts, and I was super grateful to play a lot. I was under sort of Teresa's wing, and I was playing next to two amazing midfielders of Claire Wheeler and Teresa Plyer. So I felt really comfortable and safe last year, and I had such good experience around me. They really guided me and helped me. But obviously this season they're both not at Sydney FC, so this season I'm looking to a bit more of a leader in the midfield. I'm looking to be a bit more attacking, score more goals as well, and just step up my game stats wise, and hopefully can put myself on radars for national teams in the future wise for 2023 especially. So I want to help the team as much as I can and sort of be a bit more of an experienced player this year. I think last season was such a good learning experience for me, but it really has built my confidence for this season. We have a lot of new players in our team. We have such a good squad this season as well. So it's really good gelling with new players in the midfield and playing again with some quality players. Like, we've retained a lot of our players. So yeah, I'm looking to just become better and better each season. I do want to get a couple goals under my belt, and yeah, just to improve overall.
Well, Mackenzie, I have no doubt that's going to happen. But I've got to ask the serious question. What type of leader are you? Are you the leader who goes by example? Are you, you speak a lot? Like, what's your, leadership style?
Yeah, look, I wouldn't say I speak a lot. I'm trying to speak a lot now this season, especially. I try to lead by example. I really do try to work hard. I put a lot of emphasis on working hard at training and, training how you play in the game. So that's something that I do. I think for more of a role model than anything, I would say I'm quite a loud person, but I don't necessarily talk a lot, but I am adding that to my game because it is something that, especially in the midfield, you need to talk. So that's something that I'm adding to my game. But yeah, definitely I would say more leading by example. Training, I try to just, speak a bit more, but also lead the younger girls, because I am 21 now, so there is a few younger girls in the team. So I try to lead, as do the older girls in the team. So yeah, more leading of example, I would say.
Well, you do have to grow up quickly in the W League, don't you? Or the A-League Women's, that we're calling it now, because some of those players make their debuts so young. I mean, in the A-League, 21 year in the men's, the 21-year-olds are barely broken into the first team yet, and here you are, a veteran trying to bring up the youngsters.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. We have it's a very young age in the W League now. We have so many young girls in our team at Sydney, and they're such good players. So it is really exciting though to have all these younger girls. I didn't break in until I was a little bit older, till I was about 19, and that is still fairly young. But now the age is a lot younger. So yeah, I do feel a bit older. I'm not the oldest, but I'm sort of in the middle age, I would say. So yeah, it's good to have a lot of young girls around. We have a really balanced squad of young girls and old girls, so it's good.
Well, you're saying you're the middle age and you're 21. See, I'm 21, and I always feel like I'm the youngest in every crowd. What do you do as a group, with having a range of ages? What do you do as a bonding experience before the start of the season or during the season?
Yeah, look, we have had a couple sessions on the beach at Maroubra Beach, so we do go out for breakfast after in pre-season. So that's something that we've done. We've maintained last season and this season. We honestly get along really, really well. Like, we've had a real core group around the group for a couple of years now. I've played with a lot of them for so many years. So when you come into the Sydney environment, it is like a family. We do have a lot of, going out for breakfasts, going out for coffees. So it is. We're very tight as a group. So if you do come in, it doesn't matter if you're, 30 or you're 15. You'll fit in easily because we do hang out with so many people. So it is good to have. We're lucky at Sydney to have such a good experience with all the older girls and younger girls getting along. So it is really good.
Well, Mackenzie, I was looking back at your last interview on FNR, and it was our breakfast show. I don't know if you remember it, but you brought up the fact that you have a group chat that's a bit active, and you had a Claire Wheeler joke about the wheelbarrow. I want to know, is the group chat still active, and are there any funny memes that you can share with us?
Yeah, the group chat is getting more active now that the season's back on. The Claire Wheeler one was very, very, very funny, but we do. I would say that we like to bag out Nat Tobin. I like to bag Nat Tobin out, even though she's the captain. She's one of my really close mates. So, yeah, we have a lot of jokes with her now. She's the captain and stuff like that. We call her Tobin Twist sometimes because she likes to do this twist on the ball. But, she's playing centre-back now. So we like to bag her out a lot. So there isn't heaps at the moment. But as the season goes on and there's more stuff that happens, I'm sure there'll be a lot. But, yeah, Nat Tobin, there's a lot of jokes and banter with Nat Tobin. She's hilarious.
Well, we'll have you back on, and hopefully you can tell us another funny meme, so it can be on the list of Sydney FC women's memes that we have at FNR.
Yeah.
Mackenzie, do you have a signature move? Because the Tobin Twist sounds like a dance move you pull out on a Saturday night. I know in my sort of futsal local league group chat, I was always memed for only having one trick to get past people, which is a little drag back. Do you have a signature move on the pitch?
Yeah, I do. It was actually 2 seasons ago when I came to Sydney. People call me the poacher, but that, I don't know why, but when we used to play 5v5s at the end of training, I used to always somehow just tap in goals and score so many goals. So now everyone calls me poacher. Whenever I score a goal at training, it's, the poacher's at it again. So I would say that I do get a bit of banter with all the girls. So yeah, I would say everyone calls me the poacher, which isn't really great to have a name, but it is quite funny because I literally, it was just one session, I just started tapping in all these goals. I think I was offside for half of them anyway, so it was so funny though.
Hey, they all count. Yeah. Take them. Doesn't matter how far they're out they are.
That's exactly right. I'll take him in 5v5. So yeah, I do get called a bit of a poacher, but I don't like it, but it's funny.
See, I don't see the poacher one sounds great, but I was looking at some of your highlights, and some of the goals you scored from outside the box, they were a bit spicy, and I was like, geez, maybe she is taking free kicks next season. What's the go? What are we looking at? Long range, or do we want up close? What kind of goals do you like?
I do like the long range, I think because I love a good long range goal, especially from midfield. I do. I love a free kick. I don't take free kicks usually, but I have been practicing them. So I would say a long range goals is probably my favourite. All my favourite goals I've scored have been long range, I would say, definitely.
So we've seen a few of your current and teammates from last season as well break through into the Matildas setup just recently. I mean, it must be a source of pride to see the likes of Jada Wyman and Remy Simpson and, of course, Claire Wheeler make their debuts and get called up into squads.
Yeah, no, it's so good to see. All of them girls deserve it so much. They work so hard. So it's good to see that people in your team and people around you are getting into some squads, and there is hope for people in our team because Sydney we did so well last season and we got rewarded. 3 girls got rewarded for their seasons, and it's super deserving. So it's super exciting to have them girls around, especially Remy and Jada, who are still at Sydney, and obviously Claire, who had an outstanding season. So it's exciting. I'm happy. I'm so happy for all of them. They really do deserve it, and it's so good they can take the experience and take it into this season at Sydney. So yeah, it is super exciting, and I'm I'm pushing for that as well. So it's good to have people around you that are reaching goals. You know, it's hopefully it's not too far away if you keep just working hard. So yeah, it's good to see.
Well, I don't think it's too far away from you from like some of your performances from last season. I have to ask, what is the thing that you think you're missing to get into that squad? What is that one thing you need to add to your game specifically?
I just think I need to keep working on my decision making. I don't really know. I am a bit more of an now. I used to be a 10, but I've sort of realised I am an 8. So definitely my decision making I need to be better at, continue to be better at. I have improved on my defending a lot and my fitness, so that's something I think I'm pretty happy with at the moment. But yeah, just attacking wise, if you look at the players in my positions, like the Claire Wheelers, the Kyra Cooney Crosses, you know, they're super good at going forward and breaking lines. So yeah, that's something I want to add to my game. And yeah, obviously getting goals I think is huge as well. Getting the stats behind your name, you know, the passing accuracy and all that stuff like that. So yeah, need to work on and just and get better at, and hopefully I can do it at this season at Sydney. I have a lot of good players around me. I'm fortunate enough to have such an amazing a team. So yeah, hopefully I can build on what I did last season and you know keep getting confident and pushing to get to that squad. It is exciting. I'm working really hard and I'm still trying to. At the end of the day, I have to perform well at Sydney, and that's my priority. And then if the national team does come, it does. But yeah, I'm super happy where I am at the moment, and yeah, I just got to work on things like that to get me to the next level, and hopefully it will in the coming years.
Let's talk about the A-League Women's as a whole. Is it an exciting time to be involved at the moment when there's expansion happening and planned for the season after as well? And we've got Wellington Phoenix coming in for the first time. You've got a road trip across the Tasman.
Yes, yeah, it is. It's so exciting. Why don't we have a Wellington team? Like, you know, New Zealand's such a strong nation. So it's so exciting to see that we have, you know, Wellington coming in, and we have all these strong teams. And yeah, the A-League Women's is now it gets exciting every year, and this year it feels super special. I think because obviously the 2023 World Cup's coming along, so that makes it even more exciting. And considering how the Matildas are doing, it's just women's football is growing every single year. But to have more teams in, especially Wellington, it's huge. It's huge for women's soccer. So yeah, it's super exciting. I'm so keen to play them and to have them in our competition and to see, you know, New Zealand girls, like how they play, and so it's super exciting. I'm really excited to play them.
Well, I want you to give me 2 players, one from Sydney FC and one outside of Sydney FC, that A-League Women's fans should be looking out for this season.
Apart from yourself, of course.
Exactly. We got you talking about this.
Okay, so at Sydney FC, so someone to look at. I would say, I think Courtney Vine. I've always been a huge fan of Courts. I've played with her for a long time. She's outstanding. She's probably the quickest player I've seen. She's honestly unreal, and she's such a hard-working person. And yeah, she's electric on the field. So I think she proved herself last season. I think she's going to have even better campaign this season. And outside Sydney, it's a tough one. We have a lot of girls coming up. I would say.
I've put you on the spot. I do apologise.
No, that's fine. I can think of one. I would say personally, this person's established, but I say Michelle Heyman is obviously always someone to watch. I think she's a very, very good player. So it's always exciting to see her in the W League and in the A-League Women's. So she always produces. So I think I'd say Michelle Heyman's someone that always produces. So yeah, I would say her.
I mean, the renaissance, the return of Michelle Heyman last season was absolutely unbelievable. So I don't think they quite got enough mainstream media play. Just how remarkable that was for her to just come back and just tear up the league. Like that's got to be incredibly difficult on your body.
Yeah, no, for sure. She's it was an unbelievable season she had. I was amazed by it. I was like, yeah, wow, she had such an amazing comeback, and Canberra did so well. So she was definitely one to watch last season, and I think that she'll be definitely someone to watch this season. She's just she's an outstanding striker. She's so good.
Well, Mackenzie, I was researching, trying to be the best journalist I could be before this, this interview. And I heard you say you're a Chelsea fan. Now, what are your thoughts on the men's team? And obviously, if you do watch the FAWSL, what are your thoughts on the women's team at the moment?
Yes, I'm a huge Chelsea fan. I love both the men and women's. Obviously, the men are at the top of the table. They're doing really well, so I love the men. I'm a huge fan of Kante, so that's not the reason why I follow them, but I'm a huge fan of Kante. And obviously, Chelsea women, they're so good. I watched their recent game versus Manchester City over the weekend, and they're killing it. I think we could go top of the ladder in both leagues.
Double.
I think we're outstanding. So
Now, Mackenzie, we need to relax with this.
We've got an Arsenal fan in the studio here.
With Chelsea going top of the table on the FAWSL, okay? Because the Gunners, this is our season, yeah? We are ready. We are established. We are going for that top of the table. I did see that 6-0, I believe it was 6-0, so maybe 6-1, that Chelsea beat Man City on the weekend.
Yes.
Now, I understand they're great. But let's give the respect to the Gunners, okay? Let's relax there, Mackenzie.
No, I'm sorry. The Chelsea, Arsenal women, they are killing it. I'm not going to lie. They are doing really, really well, but my money's on Chelsea. So I'm sorry. And same with the men. The men are doing well. Arsenal men are... No. I like them. I actually do like Arsenal. I think they have a good team. They've proved the haters wrong at the moment.
Thank you.
So that's good to see.
Thank you. See, we've got someone in the studio, Lockie Flanagan, who is a detractor, former Arsenal fan, and he's left us. But I'm telling him to come back to the ship. The Arsenal days, we're getting top 4 this season. We should come back.
Oh, I definitely agree. I definitely think you're getting top 4. No doubt about that.
Thank you.
No doubt. I'm a huge Arsenal fan. Yeah, I like Arsenal.
Is it exciting to watch the buzz around the FAWSL these days and how cosmopolitan the league is? So many Australians making a name for themselves over in England, because obviously for so many men's players growing up, the dream is to play in the Premier League. Does the Women's Super League occupy that same space in players' minds these days?
Yeah, definitely. Especially in seeing the Matildas, a lot of the Matildas go there. I was always a huge fan of the NWSL as well, but I think the English League is unbelievable. I'm a huge fan, and that's something, playing in Europe is something that I've always wanted to do. And I think, especially England, it's like the home of football, and to see Chelsea and Arsenal women's, they're just such huge clubs now. So yeah, that is probably, I would say that's probably the epitome of soccer for me. I would love to end up in England. I think I think they're an amazing league, and they're just getting stronger and stronger, as you can see over the past couple of years. So yeah, I would definitely say that.
Well, we'll have to get Sammy Kerr to put in a good word for you with Emma Hayes, see if one day you can live the dream.
Oh my God, that would be a dream come true. I'm a huge Chelsea fan. I'm obsessed with them. I love them so much, and to play it in the women's, especially Chelsea women, they've come in leaps and bounds. Especially with Sam Kerr there and Fran Kirby, they have such a strong team. So yeah, that'd definitely be a dream come true.
Well, Mackenzie, I want to thank you for joining us on the show. It's our first show, so we had technical difficulties. I have no doubt we will have you on the show later on this season. We'll chat about how well Chelsea are doing. I have no doubt we'll be chatting about how well Sydney FC are doing and how well your season's going. Thank you for joining us, and we'll chat to you another time.
Thank you guys so much for having me. I appreciate it. It was fun to be on.
That's right.
Mackenzie Hawkesby.
Good interview.
Fantastic interview. She's good talent. She's not on and off the park.
No, she's good great. The only downside is that she's a Chelsea fan, but we'll forgive it. We'll forgive her, but I'm excited. I think she has a chance. I don't know if she'll straight away break into the Matilda squad, but I think she's got a lot of attributes that the Matildas need, especially going forward.
Yeah, the midfield is where there are opportunities to break into that side when. The question isn't settled about who should be in that engine room, and with Legazzo's injury, with Tamiki Yallop, I would say not particularly impressing me in that role, and sometimes playing out wide and in different positions. Obviously, Kyra Cooney-Cross has excelled in recent friendly matches. But I think there's a role for a player further forward who can break into the box, break the lines. And, Mackenzie Hawkesby, if she smashes it this season, the W League players know that they're being looked at, that the national team coach has them in mind for, casting the net far and wide. And 2023, it's not far away, but it's enough time to put your case forward as a bolter.
I think that what will help them this season is that we won't be interrupted by COVID, hopefully. So they will play all the games this season, and it will be more consistent football. So they won't be having to, if you want to have to get your body reset. But I'm excited for the A-League Women's season, Josh. This show is pumped for the A-League Women's season. How are you feeling about the A-League?
I'm really excited. I think it's going to be a good year for both leagues. I think there's going to be renewed optimism and enthusiasm. The broadcasting can't be worse than it was last year.
Exactly.
Hopefully we'll have no logos or tuba guys.
Do you know what I asked for? All I asked for, as a person who watches the FAWSL, I asked for commentators to know all the players' names. That's all I asked for. I asked for enthusiasm when you commentate the games, and I asked for good analysis. I don't think that's too much to ask for. If Channel 10 and was it Paramount Viacom? What are we?
Paramount Plus, CBS Viacom.
There's too many names. But if they can do a good job, I think it will allow more fans, regular Aussie fans, to get excited about the 2023 World Cup as well.
Yeah, absolutely. Because it's such a huge opportunity for the game here, and we need the Women's League to be established in the public consciousness. We need everyone to know what it's called, for starters.
Exactly. Josh,
that's priority number one.
Dedication for this show. We are going to name the league right every single time. Oh dear. It's going to be like a little swear jar every time we get the name wrong.
I think the dub is the safest way to go because you're right with the old title, you're right with the new one.
The dub, because W's as well. Big
exactly.
W's.
Massive dub.
I want to thank Josh. Thank you very much, my co-host today. I want to thank Chelsea. She was fantastic. We had her on the first half. If you missed that, you can check it out on SoundCloud. I want to thank Mackenzie as well. She was fantastic. That will be on SoundCloud as well. Thank you, everybody. And we will see you next week. I'm pretty sure we're going to have an amazing guest next week, so you should really tune in. I'm very excited.
I cannot wait for that one.
Exactly.